Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Pay Per Preview. I'm War Machine MJ, the current reigning and defending 3-count series champion. A stud just popped off of. As of Survivor Series, the 3rd place champion. And the current reigning, defending, and inaugural NXT champion. Of course, this will end the triple header of belts being on the line. As I talk about NXT 2.0's War Game. Doesn't even feel right, not having the takeover in front of it, so I can't really yell War Games. Yes, as I said, the NXT Championship will be on the line. We've already had the Elite Count Championship and the WW3 belt on the line. So, yeah. Now it's time for my belt to be on the line. Which I'm campaigning for a successful title defense. Anywho, we are talking about NXT WarGames, Sans Takeover title. So let's go ahead and dive into it, shall we? The whole meat and potatoes of it is NXT 2.0 versus NXT Black and Gold. So let's go ahead and kick it off with a hair versus hair match as Duke Hudson takes on Cameron Grimes. Now this all stems from Cameron Grimes not only beating Duke Hudson at his own poker game not once but twice, even embarrassing himself in front of the whole NXT crowd. Duke Hudson didn't take kindly to that, so he powerbombed Cameron Grimes right through the poker table and then proceeded to chop off his beard and his hair. So, that being said, we're going all in on Cameron Grimes. Rod's got Cameron Grimes for 2 points, Malcolm's got Grimes for 1 point, and I've got Grimes for a whopping 5 points. He's going to get his revenge, and he's going to make Dookie look like Dookie, when he shaves his hair. Next is going to be for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship as Roderick Strong, the Cruiserweight Champion of the Diamond Mine, defends his title against Mr. Inclusivity, Joe Gacy. Now, Joe Gacy, let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Joe Gacy is not a cruiserweight. He exceeds the 205 limit, but Roderick Strong is waving it off because, he really wants a piece of Joe Gacy. Meanwhile, Joe Gacy is preaching inclusivity. He's the well, I'm not really sure what to call his character. Politically correct, I guess, would be the closest thing. Yeah, he's all about inclusivity and no microaggressions and safe zoning. He just kind of reeks of that PC episode of South Park. Anyway, of course, the rumor making its rounds is WWE could be getting rid of the Cruiserweight Championship. Of course, if Joe Gacy wins the Cruiserweight Championship, he's going to turn it into the Inclusivity Championship, which doesn't really roll off the tongue. So, that being said, Rod's got 1 point on Roderick Strong, Malcolm's got 4, and I've got Joe Gacy for 1. No, I'm sorry, Malcolm's got Roderick Strong for 4. Anyway, next is going to be for the NXT Tag Team Champions as Imperium. Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel defend against Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner. Now, Imperium managed to dethrone MSK and take the championships. Meanwhile, Kyle O'Reilly's been kind of aimless since coming up short in his bids for the NXT Championship. So he's been paired up with Von Wagner. And despite Kyle O'Reilly being in the business a lot longer than Von Wagner, Kyle O'Reilly is pretty much the young boy in this scenario, as Von Wagner teaches him how to be a wrestler. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, if you ask me. But anyway, O'Reilly and Von Wagner, I'm just going to say it with a German accent because it, sounds right. Anyway, O'Reilly and Von Wagner beat Legado to secure a championship match against Imperium. So yeah, the other thing running around involving this match is the state of Kyle O'Reilly's contract. Now his contract is coming up soon, and there's a rumor that suggests that he has turned down every WWE offer that's on the table. So makes sense to go with the safe bet. Rod's got Imperium for 3, Malcolm's got Imperium for 5, and I've got Imperium for 4. Next is the Women's WarGames match. It's going to be the team of the NXT Women's Champion, Mandy Rose, the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. Yes, JC Jane. AKA, the 3 of them are Toxic Attraction, and they'll be teamed up with little crazy Dakota Kai, taking on the team of Io Shirai, Raquel Gonzalez, Cora Jade, and Kaylee Ray. Now, Toxic Attraction have been, well, ever since Halloween Havoc, Toxic Attraction has been running rugshot. They've been a thorn in the side of Io Shirai and Zoe Stark, of course, putting out the aforementioned Zoe Stark, putting her on injury. Raquel Gonzalez got screwed out of her NXT Women's Championship by Dakota Kai, so she's looking for blood. Cora Jade has got a fluke win over Mandy Rose. And of course, Kaylee Ray wants her shot at Mandy's NXT Women's Championship. So, there you go. That's the whole picture on the whole thing. Anyway, we've got the face team going over. Rod's got the face team for 4, while me and Malcolm have the face team for 2 points apiece. Next is the Men's War Games, also known as Team Black and Gold versus Team 2.0. Of course, Team Black and Gold is the NXT champion Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, Pete Dunne, and LA Knight. Sorry, I blanked on the name for a second there. Taking on the team of Braun Breaker, the NXT North American champion Carmelo Hayes, Grayson Waller, and Tony D'Angelo. I don't know why I keep blanking on names like that's not a bit. I just blanked on the names. Anyway, well, mostly it's the least interesting members of the team. So, yeah, the whole picture of this is Gargano and Dunn fought in a triple threat against Carmelo Hayes for Hayes' North American championship, while Hayes and his buddy Trick Williams put Dexter Lumis on the shelf, who is of course the son-in-law of Johnny Gargano. Tommaso Ciampa has unresolved issues with Braun Breaker. Of course, Braun Breaker losing against Tommaso Ciampa at Halloween Havoc, but he still is chomping at the bit for the gold. LA Knight and Grayson Waller have, well, they have issues. And then Tony D'Angelo was running his mouth on Pete Dunne, basically calling bullshit on Pete Dunne being the baddest man in NXT, and Pete Dunne is looking to make an example. So there you go. There's your whole picture. That being said, Rod's going to go with NXT with Team 2.0 for 5. Mainstream's going Team Black and Gold for 3, and I'm going 2.0 for 3. So, that being said, you know how we do things for these NXT pay-per-views. We also put up the what we think the match listings is, because that's bonus points. going towards this. There can be no ties. So, that being said, I'm War Machine MJ, your 3-count series champion, 3rd place in WWE predictions, and the inaugural NX3 champion, and I'm going to make sure that I stay that way. So, I'll see you guys later.